Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to wherever you are in this ever expansive now moment. Welcome to the Pleiadian Blue Ray show with your host, Shamanka Natalie Alaya,
Hi, everyone.
and myself, Bridget Rao. And we may have our Rocken Larry Locken join us later. He had to go to a dentist appointment, so we're sending our love and healing to him. But today we're going to be focusing on the Celtic Fire ceremonies, and we're also going to be talking a little bit about the start of the new 2016, the Chinese fire monkey. That's
Fire monkey sounds
the
scary.
fire. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm trying to stay serious. Okay, so that's what we'll be talking today about. Today is the first day for this Chinese New Year. I
Mm,
don't know all that much about it, but we've pulled up a little bit of information, and I think you know some about how it works. And this is a
yeah,
fire year.
it's a fire year. So basically, everyone knows they have like, the 12 animals. And then you also have each year would be a different element. And so there's metal, fire, water, wood, and I think air. So it's a fire monkey year. Now, one of the interesting things that I thought about this fire monkey year is that they say that it's a black star. They have
Okay.
these flying star. This is all kind of like feng shui related. So basically, they make a map, and it's literally like nine grid, like not three squares on top of each other. And when you're doing feng shui, you basically put these squares over your house, and it's like this is the north direction, this is the center, and whatever is in the earth direction this year is a black star. And so it's usually not a great, it's not very auspicious year. But I just thought that was interesting that they had Black Star on Earth because wasn't that the name of David Bowie's album?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, Black Star. And then some people say that Nibiru is a black
It's a
star.
black star. Okay.
And I've also wondered about that, like with Nibiru, that like, is it a black star? Does that mean that it's like, I don't want to say like a parallel, but is it like invisible?
I think that's what it is. It's we don't see it, and that's why there's so much debate about it being there. And eventually, I mean, sometimes people do see it, but it's very rare, and they have to be like in the Antarctic, you know.
Yeah,
And how often is there people out there with a telescope checking that out?
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but there are people who've had, they've found stuff, and they report it, and it goes a little bit viral between the community that we share. But
Mm,
on a big grand scale, I just don't think that it's available to see yet from our
yeah,
actual telescopes and things. And if it's dark, that's how they find planets. That's how they find everything, is with the light, the wobbles of light. So if this is a dark star, how are they going to find it?
yeah, yeah. And it could be even the twin of our star because most solar systems are binary.
Hmm. And it does
Yeah.
say it goes on the opposite. It's an elliptical
Yeah,
orbit, totally different from ours. So it takes, what is it, 36,000 or 3,600? There's debate between how many
yeah,
years it goes, but I know 36 is in there.
yeah, definitely. I
I,
think it's 33,600.
right.
Yeah, so that's a kind of an interesting connection that it's a fire monkey year, and everyone kind of says in the black star is within this year. It's in the Earth, whatever what the one portion of the what I said, the grid, the feng shui grid. And yeah, maybe Nibiru, we're going to figure out stuff with Nibiru, but overall, the black star is not very auspicious. So they say it's usually connected with stock market crashes, instability around the world. Yeah. But
I, s- I saw a little post yesterday about it was saying to be careful with like the bouncing of energies, balancing. That is like this year is going to be like a very up and down
that's
type
what
of
they say.
energy.
They say that the fire monkey is very quick, so things can change very quickly.
Hmm.
And that's probably the same thing
I,
as what you're saying about the energy bouncing that you're like, oh, so it's saying watch your money this year.
oh fuck.
Yeah. Spend wisely. The last time we had monkey years, but they would have been in different elements, was 92 and 2004. 2004 was when the tsunami hit.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Oh shit.
yeah, so hopefully nothing like that will help happen. But
Maybe it'll be a fire.
yeah, they say the fire monkey years really support creativity and growth, like that innovation, new stuff, new businesses.
Okay.
It's good for that, and it really supports our creative side. So, and if it's a stock market crash, I don't know. I'm not affected by the stock market. I don't
No.
think, I don't have
Right.
any
We don't
money
have enough.
invested. Yeah, exactly.
We don't have enough for it to matter. We'll still be broke.
Yeah, exactly.
So I see here it says 2016 is the year of the red monkey, the Chinese name of 2016 in the Chinese horoscope calendar. Chinese apply five elements: metal, water, wood, fire, and earth into this calendar. In is in the fire group. The color of fire is connected to red. They have a symbol that they're saying is the calendar character corresponding to monkey. Therefore, 2016 is the red fire monkey year. And
Hmm.
it's the 404th 2016 is the 4713th Chinese year according to the Chinese horoscope calendar. The first day of the red monkey is on February 4th. This day is not the Chinese New Year day. Most of the internet Chinese horoscope sites use Chinese New Year day to determine the Chinese zodiac sign, which is wrong.
Oh.
Chinese New Chinese New Year day of Red Monkey Year is on February 8th, so that's today. This
Hmm.
is the reason that some people confuse their Chinese zodiac signs. So the first day of the Chinese astrological year is the first day of the Tiger month, and this is the
Mm.
start of spring, and the Tiger month begins around February 4th each year. If you were born before February 4th, you should check your Chinese zodiac sign first before reading your 2016 Chinese zodiac forecast. So the monkey is the ninth animal in this 12 zodiac signs,
Mm.
and monkey is after the sheep and before the chicken. Monkey is the animal in the first of the metal cycle. Monkey, chicken, and dog are in the cycle of metal. Our Chinese horoscope prediction combines the theory of the five elements, the relationships between animal signs, and the image meaning of I Ching hexagram.
I love the I Ching, by the
I
way.
don't I don't know. What is I Ching?
I Ching is like, again, it's like symbols. You can use a coin toss. It's like heads or tail. And they have like, it's either basically like a line or a dash, a half a
Okay.
line. And it's kind of like they use six symbols. And you have yin and yang, male and female. And you can either have like, let's say six bars, three on top, three on the bottom, or
Okay.
three, different combinations of that. But let's say there's six positions. And they have a whole like it's like a whole bunch of stuff on it, and you can use it for like foretelling, getting information, and I think it's fabulous.
Sweet.
Mhm.
And they said, according to Chinese five elements horoscopes, monkey contains metal and water.
Mm.
Metal is connected to gold, and water is connected to wisdom and danger. Therefore, we will deal with more financial events in the year of the monkey. Monkey is smart, naughty, wily, and vigilant animal. If you want to have good return for your money investment, then you need to outsmart the monkey. Metal is also connected to the wind. That implies the statues of events will be changing very quickly. Think twice before you leap when making changes with your finance, career, business relationships, and people relationships.
Good advice, because I think when the energy is going up and down like that, one day you'll be like, yeah, I'm done, fuck this, and then oh shit, what did I do?
Right. And I actually think that's really funny because that's been happening a little bit. I'm actually switching from one place to another right now, but we decided that before the monkey started, so hopefully I'm safe. I hope. Everybody said it's a good idea. I don't know.
Yeah. So I what
So
what are you? I'm a snake, by the way. I'm a wood snake, and
I'm
they
a
say
rat.
you're a rat. Oh, I like rats and snakes make good friends. I do know
Oh,
that.
you're gonna eat me!
Yeah. No, I'm gonna
Don't eat
carry
me?
you across the river. I swear I won't eat you.
Oh, the snake is caring and yielding, and the rat is the blessing of God. That's what they have written here. Nice.
But I know
You
for
care.
snakes that it's a good it can be good for business for snakes, but it will happen in the second half of the year.
Okay, so you got a little bit to wait.
Yeah, a little bit to
I have
wait.
no idea what's going to happen for me.
Yeah. So I think that's about all I know about it, but I'm more into feng shui. So I actually like will put in the cures, they have these like things. So basically with feng shui, you put that little almost like a map of the directions on top of your house, and each year
Okay.
would be a different one, because it's a monkey year. And
Mhm.
it's like with feng shui, you're trying to let's say make negative energy go down, of course, that's why they call it a cure. You're trying to lessen the effects of the negative energy, and then you'll have stuff in there like they'll say put like I have crystals near my front door which is facing southwest, sorry, because that's supposed to be for me in my house. That's a good direction and will help to capture good energy in my house.
Mhm.
But again, like it's like this is just what I'm doing, but you have to look at your own year, and then of course the direction your house is facing and all that, because they say you open the door and the energy comes in and it moves around the house in a pattern. So the feng shui
Nice.
stuff would be like stuff that would capture the good energy and then also minimize or the destructive energies.
Okay.
So if you're interested in feng shui, you can look it up. It's kind of complicated. I had read a couple of books about it, but
Sounds it. I'm like,
you,
okay.
yeah, you need a compass. I love my iPhone. Like I just use the compass on the iPhone. I'm like, okay, and then you're sorted. But yeah.
Yeah, I
So
have one on mine too.
yeah, I love it. I love having that. And I don't know if it really works or not, like, but I just like to do these things because I feel like I'm sensitive to energy anyway.
Mhm.
So anything that can help my energy, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do.
Right. I heard a little bit about feng shui before with the like if you put when you walk in your house to the far left corner, if you place like citrine, it will help to
Yeah.
bring abundance in. So there's so much information and ideas and things that you can put into place with that. It's just learning it all.
Yeah, one of the things that they said that I learned just recently, and I was like, okay, so depending again on the direction your house is facing, you would have your luck corner.
Hmm.
And when you do a vision board, you should put that up in your luck corner.
Oh, I need to find my luck corner.
Exactly. So you have to get that compass out and do your little grid and look at your house and see which one is your luck corner. I think
Okay.
it's southeast, but I don't know. I can't, forget that because I don't really remember which corner it is. But it's the same one as the one that you were saying with the citrine. I think it's the furthest left is the
Okay.
luck corner. So you can do stuff like that too, to like, doing the vision board already, you're putting your intention and everything, and then the placement of it kind of adds another layer of like, let's manifest this.
Right.
So
So talk about the sacred fires.
yeah, I like knew nothing about the Celtic Fire ceremonies when I first moved to Ireland. Um, I did know, like, before I got into this stuff, like, they do have bonfires, especially, like, they love their bonfires here. And I
Hmm.
always wondered about that. I was like, what's the big deal with bonfires? Like, why do they have the bonfires? And I think people do it. It's almost like it's become a part of the society, and most people don't even, who live here, wouldn't actually know why they do it anymore.
They just do it.
Yeah, they just do it. But it's like the fire ceremony, they see it as protective.
Oh,
Yeah, and we see it as transformative, or that's like my shamanic view. But for the Celts, it was
it's
actually
protection.
its protection.
I
And
see fire was sacred to the ancients Celts, the domestic hearth fire was never allowed to die except during the fire festival of Beltane, when it was ritually rekindled from the royal fire. Druids used sacred fires for divination. These were lit and observed for the vertical shape of the smoke and the formation of the smoke clouds. The hearth fire was the center of Celtic family activity. Cooking, eating, and evening storytelling would take place around the fire at the end of the working day. In the crackling light of just such a fire, the I don't know what that is, Sinachi or clan historian would weave his magical tales.
Hmm.
Come take your
Oh, the
seat in the
Sanuk.
warmth. Oh,
Hmm.
okay. It's a weird font, and I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's an Irish word, you know. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Come take your seat in the warmth of the firelight and listen as he speaks now of our fathers' fathers and of a long ago world of dragons, fairies, and enchanted swords. Tales of the Tuatha De Danann,
Tua
a
de
power.
Danann.
Okay. A powerful race of magicians, and of our tribal ancestors in the old world. I am Huatha, your hostess, and I bid you welcome. Ooh.
Ooh, that's nice. What I thought was interesting is so they say they have this whole wheel, the calendar wheel,
Hmm.
and four fire ceremonies are on those cross quarter days that are between the equinox and the solstices. And the solstices, so you have your winter and summer solstice, where the sun is at its, like in the summer, it's at its highest, the most light, and at the winter solstice, it's at its lowest, and the equinoxes are halfway, they're equal. Those four times are solar or male festivals, and the Celtic fire ceremonies are female and lunar.
Ooh.
They
Nice.
connect
So
in
it's
with
the
the lunar.
balancing.
Yes. So you have four solar and four lunar, and they work with. But like here, you in Ireland, like I do, there would be stuff around each of these festivals in different places. There definitely would be, but it wouldn't be like yeah, everyone's doing it. No, but there are things around each one, and the first one they start the year at Samhain, which is Halloween. And they say those 3 days of Halloween, the veil is very thin, and that's when
Hmm.
you can go to the other side. You can journey and come back safely. And I always think that's cool, that
You
it's a
know what
good
I think
time to
is funny about
contact.
that? Um, I've heard stories where they say that that's the day that Atlantis fell. And, when we talked about our theory
Mm.
about if it was the time where they just got up and left, if that's when the veil is thinnest, maybe that was like when maybe that took place somehow because of that.
Like they were able to cross over
Right, like it was
safely.
easier to cross over during that thin veil.
Yeah, I think so. That makes really good sense, actually.
It just popped in when I was thinking about it because I'm like, oh, because every time anybody says Halloween, my mind goes to Atlantis now. So,
See, I didn't
I don't
even
know.
know that it was at Halloween that it fell, but it makes sense.
It's I don't even know if it's true, but to me, it always pops in. So I feel
Mm,
like it might be the day.
yeah.
Who knows?
So Samhain is when the veil is thin, and the whole lunar calendar was, or these fire festivals were more around like animals and livestock.
Hmm.
I mean, that's what they say traditionally. So Samhain is when they would like, slaughter the meat for
Ugh.
the winter, whatever. And the next one in the cycle then, so you have Samhain, is Imbolc, which is what we just had, and this is
Hmm.
spring. This is when the lambs are being born, and
Nice.
Bridget is associated with Imbolc, and she's bringing in the new. It's like bringing in spring, bringing in the new energy, and I think anyway, besides like, using fire, I think on these times it's a great time to do a despacho. You don't have to do,
Yes.
and the despacho does in a way the same thing. You're making a gift, you're giving it to spirit, but like we also, when I do a despacho, I'm looking at the smoke and the flames to see
Hmm.
information, because you do get information whether you're aware of it or not while you're watching this stuff. You can see stuff in it, and you could do divination and understand the energies. So I think it's a
Right.
great time on these lunar festivals. Um,
I saw a post about um, the different stuff that was connected with the Imbolc, and they were saying like weather divination was big at this time of year.
mhm.
And I had actually like already felt like I was doing some of that before because I don't know if you saw like a few weeks ago I was like I just want spring, so I was wearing pink and like focusing on it. And then last week it was like 60 degrees every day. I'm like it's here, and now this week I'm like here. Now you get all the shit back that you pushed away. I'm like no.
You guys are getting a big storm, aren't you, right now?
Yeah, I'm actually lucky because it's supposed to be really bad, but where I am, it's not. Everywhere around me is, but right where I am, like if I look outside, it doesn't even look like it's snowing.
Hmm.
But like if you look down at Plymouth, which is probably 20 minutes from me, the water's going over the wall. The guys out there like blowing around. I'm like, I'm like, how did that happen? But there's a strip in the storm that's like right over Bourne and Wareham, and I'm like right beyond the strip, so I'm
Oh,
going to get a
good.
lot of snow, but I'm not going to get as much as they do, and my winds aren't as high as their winds.
Yeah, the winds here are horrible. I was woken up at 5 o'clock this morning from storm Imogene, and yeah, it's been hailing. No snow, but just horrible rain and screaming winds. It's not nice.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to start here at like 3 a.m. I and my friend was leaving for vacation. She had a flight at 11 a.m. So last night we're like, all right, push it out, push it out, push it out, so she could make her flight. And I woke up at like 6:30 this morning. And it still hadn't started snowing, and I was like, oh. And so I called. I sent her a message a little while ago. She's like, we just boarded. We're leaving. Everybody else's flights are getting canceled, but she made it. I was like,
Yeah.
yay! It worked. Um, but yeah, it's a weird time of year. This time it happened last year too. It was like we got slammed like three in a row.
Yeah. It seems like we've had 4 storms here in the last 2 weeks, and it's getting exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so after Imbolc, the next cross-border day is May 1st, and that's Bealtaine. I know different
Okay.
people, some people say Beltane. I've heard it said here Bealtaine.
Okay.
So that's the one that I use. And this is like a mating time. And I know
Mm.
that, yes, it's like the rite of spring, the maypole dance, May
Ah,
1st. And it's the coming together. Some people say it's like, the celebration of youth. There
it's
is
finally warm enough to get naked back then.
exactly. Something about like if you roll in the dew on the grass on Bealtaine, you can call your love to you, and all this kind of stuff. There's all these kind of like folk traditions around
Okay.
that. And so then after that, the next cross-quarter day is Lunasa, which I love because it's lunacy. And that's
Oh,
August 1st. Yeah, lunacy. The word lunacy comes from the Irish word lunasa. And this was the end of the harvest. And it was like, hey, we worked all summer and let's party.
nice.
Let's go crazy. Let's go crazy. So, I just channeled some Prince there.
Thank you. I like it. It definitely fit. Perfect.
So, yeah, and they have like, I was going to say one of the places is Ishnock in Ireland, and it's up by Athlone. And they actually started a few years ago doing like official, like they have like fire ceremonies, and then they have bands, and people come out, and it's a big hill, and it's supposedly the heart chakra of Ireland. And I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago they started doing a festival there, a fire festival. And I don't know if it's Bealtaine or it could be at Lunasa that they do it there. And
Hmm.
they do a big bonfire, but they also have like, bands and music and stuff like that. But one of the things about Imbolc, since we're around the Imbolc time, is the holy wells. And people would go to holy wells and they'd walk around them a couple of times, draw the water. It's like basically just getting a blessing. But St. Bridget, there must be about 100. St. Bridget Wells in Ireland.
Hmm. Nice, nice.
Dotted
I
all
like to
over.
know that I have my wells everywhere.
Yes. And, again, it's like protection, bringing in like a blessing, things like
Hmm.
that.
I think it's also important for people to remember because if you're thinking about making a fire, a sacred fire, to do any type of ritual work, whether it's on one of these days or not, you have to put your intention to every aspect of it. It's not just okay, we have a fire, let's do this. Don't litter it, don't throw anything in there, don't throw your cigarette butts in there. Just keep it like sacred. Um, use your intention while you're putting the wood in. Use your intention while you're starting the fire. Start the fire in a natural way. I mean, you can use a lighter, but I try. Like Jamie will come out and try to like throw gas on something to start it. I'm like, get out of here! Like that's not. So it's important to put that out there because people who don't know, who don't practice this, they may not realize that they're like desecrating a holy sacred thing by doing something as simple as like throwing a piece of wrapper into the fire. You don't want to do that. Same with the despacho. It's very sacred, and if you're trying to give respect to the spirits, you want to do it in a way that it's just very respectful.
Yeah.
So I think that's an important part to stick in there. And I don't think you have to be, anybody can make a fire. I don't think it doesn't matter. Like you don't have to go somewhere to have it. But if you do want to make your own fire, just be respectful to the spirits and be respectful to the Mother Earth. To give thanks to the wood that you're using. Give thanks to the tree that sacrificed its life. Give when you're building a despacho. You use all these different elements. To represent different things. You want to give thanks to it. Just do it in a way that is going to bring the best out of it.
Yeah.
I think I can see people just running out there and be like, I'm going to make this fire for this, and not doing it with the right intention behind it. It's not going to do anything.
Yeah, I
You know what I
agree.
mean?
I do agree. And you can do like you can make your own ceremony. I really am a believer in, doing what you want to do. I just think that the Celts knew that these days they were honoring the feminine,
Hmm.
they were honoring the moon, they were honoring the process of life. And you can do your own, so build a fire and just sit around and tell stories, get your kids involved if you have kids, make it a family thing. um,
Hmm.
Tell stories, and maybe you want to put something like a despacho, wrap something up, even grain or whatever, and put it on the fire as a thank you to whatever you want to thank. Maybe you want just to thank Gaia, Pachamama,
Right.
or you want to thank your ancestors. Do that. You can really tailor it to yourself. I mean, right now we have Google, and the internet is just such a useful tool that we have all the knowledge at our fingertips too.
Right. I find, it's funny, like there's families out there now who they kind of struggle to find an activity to do with each other. This is a perfect activity to do. And I know where I am right now, we're not going to go outside and build a fire, but it
No,
is warm, with around a fire. So if it's not blizzard out, you can make a fire,
mm.
um,
I do
and
it in my
stay warm.
fireplace. I do the
Right.
gazpachos in my fireplace, but I do clean it out first and do all that kind of stuff.
Right. And I think that's
But
important for people to understand is like, you want to keep wherever you're doing it sacred. You don't want
mm,
to, and if it's not a sacred area, then you do want to clean it out and bless the energies, do some Palo Santo or
yes.
sage or whatever.
Mhm. Yep. And the oh gosh, there was something there now, and it just left my mind. Sorry.
Oh, it's
I was going to say
okay.
about the fire. Oh, I know what I was going to say. When you're doing a sacred fire, one of the things that I learned from the Pacos in Peru is they stayed with the fire the whole time.
Right. You don't just walk away.
No.
No. And that's not safe anyway. But somebody is like a keeper of the fire, like they would have
Yeah.
shifts, right? Because they do like 3-day long fires, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah, Jeff's is supposed to be traveling, I think he's actually going out to Coos Bay in Oregon soon. Um,
Wow.
yeah, and
Larry.
I know, and I want to tell Larry, like, there's so much stuff that happens right near him, and he's like, oh, I don't know anybody in this area that does this stuff, but they're right there. So I want to try to hook them up if I can. Because there's people who live out there. There's like Paco's. There's somebody out there who's like, he's like a Cuero, but he lives there.
Oh, wow.
Um, that's the impression I've got. That's where he lives anyway. I know he travels a lot, but Jeff travels to Coos Bay all the time to do sacred work and sacred fires with the global community. So I know there's stuff right there going on near Larry, and I
Mm,
think that would be cool. But he was saying that they're going to be doing a 3-day fire, I think at the solstice.
yeah, amazing. I wanted to know, like, so bonfires here in Ireland are very common, like around
Mhm.
these times, or well, not right now because it's been piss and rain, but
Mhm.
definitely around Samhain,
Mhm.
and they'll have big fire. Is it big in America? Because I don't remember really bonfires being that big, but I grew up in like the Midwest, so.
Right. Well, where I am, we're in the country, so they do have a lot of bonfires go on throughout the whole year. Even kids,
Mm,
like, there's nothing else to do. They go out into like the sand pits and make fire pits out of pallets and whatever they can find. Um, I think it depends on where you are located geographically, and what the kids are doing. For the older people, we do have the beaches with fire
mm.
stuff every once in a while. There's a woman, Jody Redhawk, who travels around our area and does a lot of shamanic work. And she was at one right before it got cold.
I
So
remember
I
you
think it just,
posted something about that because I remember that name, Jody Red Hawk.
yeah, she was doing work like, like the death and rebirth work. And in the picture, there was a phoenix rising out of the flames. Like, you could see
Wow.
the phoenix. So it was just very cool and sacred. But you can check her out. She's trying to do like like a community type of thing, like a global community with the healthcare of Reiki and shamanism, and just building like somewhere that you can go and find like a trusted practitioner. She's still at the like beginning of all that, but she's an awesome person. She does awesome work. She goes all over, um, and she brings a lot of energy with her. But if you want to find that picture, you can just check her out. She's on Facebook, Jody Redhawk.
Yeah, I remember you posted stuff about her. That's amazing. So yeah, I just think like, maybe organize if you're looking for something to do, organize a bonfire in your area for, May Day, Bealtaina.
Oh, I want to do like the Mayday pole,
I
like where
know.
you
You
dance
do a
around the
dance
thing.
around it. Yeah, I know. It
Yes.
sounds so much fun. And it is about like youth, and Bealtaina is like definitely the fertility. It's like a fertility rite, basically.
Nice.
Let's
I'm
make
gonna do
you
that.
fertile. Let's dance
I had to
during
put it in
the
my
youth.
schedule so I don't forget. As I could do it at Shanti Shala. She has like a huge yard with the teepee and all that. Like, she'd be like, "Yeah, let's get a pole," and she'd be all for it. So yeah, we're gonna make a Mayday pole.
Oh yeah.
Mayday, Mayday, Mayday! We're going down.
Yeah, I love it. I remember as a child, like, I forget, maybe I was in first or second grade, and dancing around a maypole, but like that was the only time that I remember that. I don't
Yeah, I
remember
think that's
doing
like they
it.
do it when you're a kid, and that's about it. They're like, "Here, this is what this is. Now we're done."
Yeah, it's too bad because it's like really fun.
I know. That's funny because I've been finding a lot of stuff coming up lately about the connecting with your inner child. So that's another way to do that is, activities like that. Next Saturday, we're going to be doing like face painting with each other, and we can't see what the other person is doing to us. So I was like, I'm going to draw a penis. And she's like, no, we're building trust. And I'm like, yeah, you should know me. Like, it's going to be a big penis. But I'll put like a flower or something, maybe
Yeah.
with a penis inside the petal. Who knows? But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with connecting with your inner child, and you can do that through sacred work. So
Yeah,
you
and
can
you
tie it
don't
in.
have to be like some people think, well, do you have to be a pagan to do this or a Wicca? No, this is like I think people get too caught up in the labels.
Mm,
It's just something to mark like a time of year, like what you said, a time for you to like focus your intentions and energies and to give thanks to, I feel, the unseen forces
right.
that
You
are
want to attract that into your
around us.
life?
Hmm.
Do it. That's perfect.
Yeah,
How
you don't have to be
I
Wicca or pagan or Druid or whatever.
No, we're all one. So why, like you really are. If you, even if you're not, you have that aspect in you. You could have been that
Mm,
in a past life. I feel like the ancestors are going to be huge this year. Just saying.
yeah.
That keeps popping up a lot too. Like I feel like we're really connecting with our past lives and our ancestors.
Well, it does seem like it too, that like human history, our history is kind of being rewritten and we're rediscovering so much, like even with Brian Forrester with the DNA of the elongated skulls, which Brian, I definitely want to have him on again to talk about that.
Yes.
I want to wait till he gets another, because he's waiting on more results. And
Right.
they've unearthed some more, like, they said that there's a new part of the human history that they didn't know about, where they did some DNA testing on skeletons that were, whatever, 15,000 years old. I think we are rediscovering our ancestors.
Yeah, it just feels like information's coming in from them. Have you been having the ringing in your ears?
Oh yeah, actually, it's kind of lessened. I had it really bad over the last summer.
Really?
Mm.
I mean, it comes and goes, but like this past 2 weeks, it's been like almost every day throughout the day at different times. It was just like, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that
But
was a
I
good interpretation, that rendition of that sound.
just letting you
Because it
know.
is. Yeah.
Right. Come on. My dog's freaked out.
Oh, I
The
know what I also wanted to talk about now. This isn't the Celtic Fire ceremonies, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the fairies and some of the traditions about fairies here
okay.
in Ireland, and I wanted to tell a story. So there is this whole thing, like in Ireland, that there's a connection between a hawthorn tree and the fairies. And a white hawthorn tree, if there's a hawthorn tree in the middle of a field, you're not allowed to touch it because that is considered a fairy tree and they were left there. And some
Is that like the
people,
portal?
that's what they say, it's a fairy road. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a portal, and that they'll go along. And there's this whole story that when they made the bypass from Ennis to Limerick about 10 years ago, and I was here, so I do know that the story is true. Um, they had to cut down a fairy tree that was like a hawthorn tree in the middle of a field by itself. And the people who were working, the road workers, refused to cut it down and they moved the road. Because if you cut down a fairy tree, you were gonna have a lot
Bad.
of bad luck. Yeah, exactly. And
That's
they actually
cool.
moved the road and kept the tree. Now, the things with fairy trees, what people do with them is sometimes they'll put ribbons on
Uh-huh.
them with their wish, and they'll leave like oatmeal or milk or brandy or whiskey, because
Nice.
you know
Because, the fairies like brandy.
yeah, exactly. And you leave them for the fairies, and they'll grant your wish.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that if you want to like work with the fairies, you can go out to like just a secluded area of woods and connect with them, and ask for their assistance with something like make a wish, and then after, you would want to do something for them to help with the earth, like whether it's picking up litter or cleaning your yard or gardening, planting something. It's like almost like a barter system with the fairies. Like you
Mm,
can't get anything without giving
yeah.
back, or they'll fuck with you.
Exactly, and they will. I heard many times here, don't mess with the fairies,
Right,
because
you don't
they,
want to
they
fuck with them.
can't, no, you don't want to fuck with them because they will fuck with you, definitely.
It's so funny. I think it's
Yeah.
cute that it's like you don't want to mess with the fairies.
No, they have their own, let's say, culture, the fairies, and we only know
Mhm.
a little bit of, a lot of it has been forgotten. Now, when I knew an old farmer, Dan Ryan, and he used to tell me stories about the fairies, but it's really unfortunate that like what happened in Ireland is that, the European, the British mind, the way the British took over and made fun of all these stories,
Mhm.
kind of made it like, yeah, you believe in fairies, haha, that kind of,
Right.
attitude.
Well, they do with a lot of stuff.
They
It's like
do. It's
if you've been abducted by aliens, you're a crazy person. But if you actually look at the information and how far back it goes, and like it's just they want you to feel crazy for connecting with the stuff
mm.
so that you don't.
But believing in their psychotic way of being is totally normal.
Yes, just keep giving us money and you'll be fine.
Yeah. So it really went away, and I've heard it from other people that, the fairies went because people stopped believing in them
Oh, it's
and
sad.
stopped seeing them,
Mhm.
stopped connecting with them.
I feel like we're
And
coming back to a time where they're coming out though.
I think so. And yeah, Dan Ryan was great. He used to tell me stories, but he's the one who told me that we had a fairy tree behind our house. And I
Nice.
put ribbons and I used to put oatmeal and whiskey out for them because he's the one who told me that. He's like, "Oh, you have a fairy tree. You got to put some whiskey out for the fairies if you want them to be nice to you."
Did you notice any difference with the
I
whiskey?
did. Well, like I have worked a lot with the fairies. I was always into fairies anyway. And then when I heard these stories, then I told other people, and they're like, "Oh, they're just stories."
Mhm.
Well, like that's what you want to believe, you know?
Right. Well,
So,
this you got to think too. Like the stories are based off of something.
exactly. And to me, I've seen the fairies. We've talked about this before. I saw them as like glowing little lights.
Mhm.
And who knows if that's what they really look like? That's what my eyes saw them as. I mean, they could look like me and you, really. And
Right.
all I saw were the little light balls.
I think we all see things differently. I think but I've seen that too. I've seen like where I think it's fairies with the little colored lights.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you see lights, if like you see an orb or something, it's usually one color. But if you see like a sparkle of different colors, I would think that would be fairies. A couple of them.
Okay, so one of the things that I was going to do, when I was talking to Bridget before we started, is I said I would,
Pull
I
some
have some,
cards.
yes, I pulled two cards for you, one for like, basically when I do two, it's like one for the male and one for the female
Okay.
side, and these are Druid Animal Oracle cards.
Okay.
So for in bulk, because this is a sacred time for the Druids.
Okay.
Sorry, I got, okay. Well, your female side has two cards because two cards came.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay, so your male card is the wolf. That's
Yes.
the druid. Yeah, the wolf. Now this is the
Oh.
Celtic, whatever, the Celtic version of it. So
Okay.
I will tell you because I gotta look it up on this book here.
Okay.
Intuition, learning, and the shadow.
Oh no.
hmm in Irish, and I hope I'm saying this right. It's the Irish line. It's fowl, feol,
Oh,
feol.
I know. Yep, Bale.
Yeah, feol. It's a strong sense of faithfulness, inner strength, and intuition. But the
Hmm.
wolf brings learning too. Sometimes you need to cross barriers to take risks and to go beyond the limited compass of normal behavior. Uh-oh.
I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah. You need not fear the inner power and strength you feel when you spend time alone.
Okay.
Come to know your deepest self, and even the deepest places you will find, and even in the deepest places, you will find the courage and spiritual companionship. And is there anything, because he gives all about, like, the wolf is a total, I mean, there were wolves here. They're not here anymore.
Oh.
I know. And it says here that the time of the wolf is the first day of spring and usually at Imbolc. So, hey, I picked the perfect card for you, Bridget.
Sweet! It's funny, I was talking about the wolf this morning with Joan because we were talking about my dogs and how like their ranking aspects in this house and they're going through like their there's a time because Sirius is getting a little bit older and Mana's like putting him in his place, and I was trying to say, I'm not sure how accurate this is, but I think like the eldest, like when they go out traveling, the eldest are in the front, and then you have like the strong ones in
That
the
is
middle,
true.
and then the alpha is like follows up in the back.
I
Is
think
that
it's so
true?
cool. Yeah, that is. That's how Wolf Pack moves. They put they have some at the front, but they go that protect the weak and the young, the
Mm-hmm.
old, but they go at the pace of their slowest, of their sickest.
Yes. So I thought that was very cool. And we were talking about the Omega, how Sirius is definitely the goofball. But he's smart. Like,
Hmm.
the other ones will be standing over a plate fighting for the food, like growling at each other, and he'll pick the plate up and run away. He doesn't want to fight. Like, Imana will go after him, and he just cries and runs. But he'll, when he's smart and he knows, like, he'll prance away with his head held high, like, ha ha ha, you guys are stupid. It's
So
funny.
funny. So some of the names then associated with Wolf that had the Wolf as their clan is like the McClellans, the
Hmm.
MacTyres, Macmillan,
Hmm.
and the name Fillin, Folon.
Villain McMillion?
Fillin McMillan.
Hey, it's
Means son.
McLovin!
So,
Did you see
yeah.
that movie, Superbad?
No, I didn't. Oh, yes, I did, but I don't remember.
The kid got a fake ID and he named himself McLovin. And that was it. First and last name, McLovin.
My gosh. Okay, now your female totem or Celtic animal, you got two, and I'll tell you the first one is adder, which is a
Okay.
snake.
Ooh.
And in Irish they say, oh God, I don't really know, but I'm gonna say Nathar.
Okay.
And they use stones as magical. They say the snake, it's one of the animals that has like a magical stone in it.
Okay.
And I think the other one is the otter, or the seal. But
Okay.
so they would say that afterwards that they would have like these adder stones. They would have stones in them. Okay, so what Nathar offers you is healing and transformation and life energy. Its ability to glide into the darkness through crevices in the rock connects it to the under or other world. It is
Hmm.
the totem animal of the earth goddess and also the sky father sun god. And our
Wow.
ability to die and be reborn. Um, Befriending adder or snake power will enable you to journey through life gracefully and magically, shedding your old life easily when the time comes.
Hmm.
And the other card that came with it was Raven, which
Ooh.
there's a raven's nest just north of me in Gort. And someone keeps telling I want to go there because I want to get a feather. I want to ask the raven for a feather.
Yeah. They're magic too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So the raven is Bran, is the
Okay.
Irish or Celtic name, and it's healing, initiation, and protection, and it gives you the gift of prophecy.
Ooh.
Bridget, Saint Bridget, the prophet.
Ah, come
Yes,
to me for your answers. Ooh.
being initiated into a new profession, because that's what they say when it comes. It can be that almost like it's coming to initiate you.
Nice. I wonder what I'm going to be
Um,
doing now.
I, Abel, it also helps you to bring healing by the resolution of the opposites, giving you the possibility of resolving conflicts that have long lain buried in your unconscious or in your
Oh,
past.
nice.
So, yeah, so initiation, protection, and healing through healing of opposites. So, those are your Celtic. I was going to pull one. You know what? I'll go ahead and pull one for Larry, even
Okay.
though he's not here because I said I would.
Mhm.
Or pull two, sorry, one for his male side and one for the female side.
Mhm.
Well, Larry got for the female side the wolf, which yeah, you guys always share stuff. You guys are funny, but it's like
I
totally
know.
opposite. It's like mirror images. So he got the
Yeah.
wolf for his female, and for the male side, he got the bee.
Hey, I'm B.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't
Yeah.
it? And where is
So
the
what's
bee?
B mean?
This page 110. Hold on. The B is community celebration organization, and it's saying like it's a time for him to celebrate. You may have a special reason for celebrating, or you may simply need to celebrate the wonder and mystery of being alive. And he needs
Mhm.
to drink some mead, because mead is made from honey. Oh, I love the mead. There's a castle down here, Bunratty, and they make their own mead.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, that stuff is so strong, but it's so good.
That was a mead.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's delicious. It goes down really smooth. Really smooth. Um, the bee tells us that we can live together in harmony, however impossible this may seem sometimes. Being at one with the natural world by paying homage to the sun and by centering our lives around spirit of the goddess, we can work together in community.
Nice. I like that
So,
message.
Larry, you got the wolf and bee.
I love the bee. I
You
am the
are
bee.
you are the bee.
What's up,
I know
bee?
bee magic is really powerful.
Yeah, it's since I was a kid, everybody's always given me bee stuff because my name. Um, but I've always really connected with it, and I always get them messages from them, and they'll come and sit with me, and I just really like them. Busy
Yeah,
as a bee.
yeah, busy as a bee. The bee. Yeah, I don't mind bees. I know people like there are a lot of bees around here.
Hmm.
And people get really scared of them. I don't get scared of them. I've been able to like if I get a bee in the house, I'll just be able to catch it, cup my hands, in
Hmm.
my cupped hands, go to
Hmm.
the door, have the window open, and let it out. Like
Right. They
I
don't
don't
want to
feel
hurt you.
they don't. I've
They're
never
gonna
been stung.
die.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those like cellular fears that people hold on to. They don't even know why they're afraid of something. They're just afraid of it because somebody else was.
And whenever actually this past summer, I remember I was outside and the bees were coming and they were doing their dance, and actually it's fucking fantastic to watch them because they'll be like, they do this little dance and then they'll go off and then they'll come back and do the dance again. And I
Hmm.
felt like I was being initiated by the bees.
Yeah, they're awesome. I don't know why people get. I mean, yeah, if it's like a black wasp that's trying to kill you, I'd be maybe a little freaked out. But bees aren't mean.
No.
They don't try to sting you.
And they're such workers. I mean, what would we do without the bee? I don't even want to think about it, actually.
We'd die.
Yeah, we wouldn't last long without them.
Right.
So, yeah, I
Remember all
don't
that,
know if
my
I have more
friends.
to say.
Did you want to pull cards for you?
Oh, yeah, you know what? I will. I'll see what my Celtic animal helpers are right now.
And then what we should do? We should pull them for our listeners, like the intention for everybody who's listening.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
So, untrue.
Now, these are Celtic animal oracle cards. They're like by some druid, whatever. I got the stag for my male, and I
Oh,
got the water dragon because these cards actually have
ooh,
dragons. for my
Ah,
female. Yeah, water dragon.
that's awesome. I like that. I wish I got the dragon.
I've had a when I was a little kid, I had an imaginary dragon since I was really little. And of course, Puff the Magic Dragon, which I had no idea what it actually meant because I was like 5 when that song came out, or 6, but I loved that song when I was a kid. I used to sing
Right?
it to my dragon. So
Aww.
the stag, my male energy, I got the stag, which is pride, independence, and purification. So they call it dove. Dove?
Dove.
Yeah, dove.
Dove.
Um, it brings grace, majesty, and integrity. Uh, when you are confronted with a situation in which you feel vulnerable, such as a court of law, oh my God.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah. By attuning to the stag and asking for the protection of his spirit, you will find yourself feeling calmer, stronger, and more dignified. Boy, did I need to hear that.
Mm-hmm. That's perfect for you.
It is. It really is. And it's going to help me to give me strength to gain and maintain my independence.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's perfect.
connected. Yeah, it really is. Oh my God. And helping with the blessing of new beginning.
Nice.
Now, water dragon. Oh, I'm
Water
so
dragon.
excited. And then we'll pull yeah, I'll pull 2 cards for whoever's listening. They can tune in. This will be whoever's listening right now. That they'll be their card. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Water dragon. The passion, depth, and connection. The water dragon brings that which is hidden into the light of day, memories and wishes which may have long lain forgotten or repressed in the unconscious, may emerge to frighten or overwhelm you with their apparent negativity or destructiveness. Facing these experiences with compassion and courage will, in the end, bring you to an experience of greater depth of soul and a greater sense of connectedness to all life. Basically, I've got to face the fear and go like, yeah, I can handle you.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I
it'll
think so.
stability and balance and integrate my unconscious into my consciousness.
Right.
Cool. Very good. Very appropriate for me right now. Both of them.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Okay, so for our listeners, I'm going to pull one for the male and one for the female. Okay, we got otter for the male. Yeah, they have that special stone. I'm pretty sure that's what they say. The otter has a magical stone in it.
So
I'm not
magical listeners.
Uh-huh. Okay, joy, play. The otter's joy, play, and helpfulness, and the Irish word is dovran. Um,
Tavon.
dovran invites us to play, to go with the flow of life, and experience to become a child again. Allow yourself the freedom and pleasure of relaxing and letting go of your daily concerns. So the otter could be prompting you to take a day or weekend out of your usual routine to do something purely for fun.
Nice.
Someone may be coming into your life who will show you how to play again.
Is that inner child?
Uh-huh. And it also confirms in us the sense that we are truly protected. So
Nice.
the otter is sacred to the Irish god of the sea, MacLear. Manan MacLear. He was the otter king. I love that.
I'm the Otter King.
The
I am the
otter
Otter King.
Okay,
Very cool.
and the female one is Hind, which is Hind is like what is it? A deer, I think is what it is.
Doe, a deer,
A female deer.
Ray.
Yeah, a white summer golden sun. Okay, so in Irish it's Elit. Elit. I'm probably saying it totally wrong, but anyway,
That's all right.
we're gonna say Hind or deer. Deer brings the gentleness and grace of the feminine principle, and this is the card for the female energy.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you are male or female, Opening to the qualities of the deer will enable you to achieve a greater degree of sophistication, subtlety, and elegance.
Nice.
Deer, and the white hind in particular, call to us from the other world, from the realm of fairies. Hey, fairy
Woo!
connection, woohoo! And invite us to look beyond the material, beyond the superficialities of life, towards the heart of things, towards the realm of causes rather than effects. Poised in moon or sunlight, Deer invites us to begin the exploration of the other world and of the spiritual dimensions of life.
Nice.
That is really, really nice. And I like it that it's connected to the fairies. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
fairies.
Thank you,
We
fairies.
know you're there.
We believe. We believe. All right. Well, I think that was awesome.
Yeah,
And
and I
I
hope
think that was
people
cool to do
enjoyed
for
that.
everybody.
Yeah, I hope they enjoyed that and it connected.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
So
should
you
we?
want to, yeah, you want to let everybody know where they can find you if they want to have a reading or just talk to you for some more information.
Yes, you can contact me through my website, alayahealingservices.com. I'm also on Facebook as Starseed Shaman, and I have on Google Plus. Does anyone use Google Plus? I don't know, but Google Plus and YouTube channel. And I started a blog on WordPress, Starseed Shaman. And my Facebook group is really long, but it's Pleiadian and Star Family, Healers, Shamans, and Lightworkers. So you can find me there.
She's got everybody. Okay, and you can find me at becreativelyou.com. My Facebook page is Divine Essentials New Paradigm Healing. I also am on as Bridget Rao, and you can find me under Pleiadian Blue Ray Show, and then Pleiadian Express Productions with Larry Locken. We also have a website for the Pleiadian Express Productions, which this show is run under. What is it called? What's the
It's
address for?
larrylocken.wix.com/Pleiadian Express Pro.
And that's why I can't remember. But we'll
And
put links in, and
yeah. Sorry, I
that's okay.
interrupted you. I was
No,
just going to
that's
say that's
okay.
why if people could donate, you know, we do get some donations, but it's not much. But we do thank people who do donate. But we do this purely on well, basically for free. But we'd love
Hmm.
to get some new equipment for us and Larry. So if you feel like could help us out with that, please donate.
Right. And this is all about, the show's basically, it's about spreading information, giving knowledge to everybody out there to connect within the community wherever you are. And if you have something that you want to share with the world, please contact Natalie, myself, or Larry and let us know so we can interview you and share your information with the world.
Exactly, because we're here. We'd love to interview anybody. You've got anything to say, please don't be shy. We'd love to have you on.
And we know we're not the most coordinated group, so we will get back to you as quickly as we can and try to schedule something.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night.